Hi there. Can you hear and see me all right? Is everything working? Okay, great. I can see you and hear you too. So I think everything is okay. Great. So yeah, this is our very first session since the social isolation. We used to see each other at my office about once a month. So it's been actually around a month since we've seen each other last, I think. Okay, so you wanted to have this session because you're feeling a bit anxious, is that correct? Do you know why you're feeling anxious especially? Is it because of the whole situation? Yeah, I get it. Being isolated from our close ones for so long has repercussions on our mind. This is obvious, and I'm glad that you requested the session today. Okay, so before I ask you a couple of questions, maybe we take a deep breaths, okay? So we're gonna take 3. I'm gonna do the 3 with you, okay, to show you. So first you inhale, you hold, and you exhale. Very good. 2 more. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Very good. One last one. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Very good. How are you feeling? A bit better already? Okay. Well, so I have a couple of questions for you. I'm gonna type them on my computer if you're okay with this. Just like with our regular session, all the information I'm collecting I will not be storing anywhere. I will not be sharing with anyone, and this is just between us, okay? Great. So let me prepare the file for you. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so let's start. Are you having any symptoms? You told me that you were anxious. Are you feeling any other different feelings these days? Which ones are dominating your days? Okay. So you're basically feeling a bit sad as well? Okay. And from 0 being not sad at all to 10 being the worst you've ever been, how would you put your sadness these days? Okay. You've been feeling moody as well? Okay. 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 Are you having also any physical symptoms, whether it is back pain or stomach ache or headaches? Anything? Okay. Are you taking any medication for this? Okay. And is this something that you usually experience, or is it rather new? Okay. How are your days currently going? What are the big changes from before? Are you still working at home? How is it going? Okay. Okay. Have you witnessed any disruptive patterns in your sleeping and eating? Okay. Yeah, both. Okay. Have you been engaging with close ones, keeping in touch with anyone? Okay, you've been feeling a bit lonely too, correct? Yeah. Do you live with anyone, or are you having a pet or anything? Okay. Are there anything that you currently enjoy doing, or do you feel like you're lacking the will to do things you used to like doing before? Okay. Are you feeling maybe a lack of energy in doing these things? Are you witnessing any patterns in your train of thoughts too? Any ruminations or topics coming back? Okay. Are you currently planning your days, making to-do lists and this kind of stuff? And how do you usually feel about to-do lists? Okay. Have you been exercising at all? Okay, well, okay, thank you for all of this information. I think I see what's going on. First of all, social isolation is not normal situation for anyone, for sure, and it is affecting your physiology as a whole. Okay. The good thing is that social isolation has been studied in the past, meaning that we know how, as a whole, we are living this situation and how it is impacting us. Okay, so it has been studied among the elderly people, among immunodepressed people, among incarcerated people, astronauts too, and there are this group of population who are socially isolated, meaning that we know how humans behave in certain situations like this one. So for example, we know that when the isolation is limited to a fixed period of time, the worst part is at the middle, because this is when people feel like it is never going to end. And we know also that people are getting better around the end of the social isolation period, because it is in anticipation to not being isolated anymore. The tricky thing is that currently we are not having a clear period of isolation, meaning that we are having some anxiety induced by the fact that we do not really know when this is going to stop. And this is why you're feeling anxious these days, and it is completely normal. Okay? Such social isolation has impact on anyone, but it does not mean that you're having a disorder or anything specific to be worked on. Okay? However, there are ways we can do better and be better during this situation, depending on your personality. Because basically what we are experiencing is a loss of control over our own life, and so the best thing to counter this loss of control is to try to gain back the control by, for example, making up new routines, weekly and daily routines, and putting in them things that we look forward to. So for example, we can say that on each Friday you're having a call with friends, or on each Thursday you're having your favorite meal, or on Sunday you're having a self-care day, or something like that. And that way you can really bring back some control into your life, making the whole situation easier to live. But what I've asked you regarding a change of patterns in eating and sleeping is something that we notice and witness in such social isolation situations. So this is completely normal regarding the whole situation, okay? You can also feel like you're having a lack of energy, lethargic. This is completely okay as well. There's also more anxiety and paranoia, of course, coming with the whole situation. So all of these are linked to the situation, okay? And actually the thing is that if you're already having mental issues you're dealing with and fighting against, the whole situation can be tricky, because you find yourself back at home, and this is something that people with certain disorders are trying to fight back, because for some people going outside is also linked to recovery. So this is why this is especially tricky for them. But like I said, there are ways to improve in this situation. So if you enjoy planning your life and making to-do lists and this kind of stuff, and this is actually reassuring to you, for some people it's not, so it's really going to be depending on your personality. But if you enjoy these kind of things, the point is to create as much structure and predictability as possible, gaining back that control over your life, like I was saying, okay? So yeah, you can do to-do lists on things you want to do within the day to feel like you're aced the day, you've done everything that you wanted, and it can boost your esteem as well, okay? But once again, if you're feeling like you're lacking energy, you can start off by making very, very simple to-do lists, like waking up, having a shower, drinking water, and really doing the bare minimum, but feeling like you've done something within your day. This can be helpful. But once again, if you feel that to-do lists are anxiety-inducing for you, you do not have to do them. This really depends on you. If you're more the intuitive kind, then focus on what you want to do in the moment. But bear in mind that if you're feeling like you're having no energy and you're feeling like you do not want to do anything that you usually enjoy, do not hesitate to reach for help. Either it's person you know, or it's hotlines, or it's professionals. This is something you have to bear in mind, that do not hesitate to reach for help if you feel like you need it, especially during these times. Apart from that, during social isolation, it is important as well to keep in touch actually with your close ones. So family, friends, you can call them, write to them, make things for them. There are many ways to keep in touch. And if you feel like you're having no one to talk to, once again, there are hotlines and there are people to help and to talk to you. So do not feel like you're completely isolated, because you are never really. If you feel like you have the energy, you can also try to train at home, whether it is some very simple stretching, which can be beneficial even though they are asking for very little energy, but overall exercising will give you a bit more energy than what you had when you started. So this is something that you can do if you feel like you're having enough energy too. For this, there are many resources on how to train at home, so you can check YouTube channels on the topic. I know I'm using the Nike Training Club app, which is very well done, I think. And overall, depending on your level and how you are fit or not, there are of course so many training programs for you, whether it is just stretching or HIIT or anything like that. Try to find what works for you. And lastly, and more importantly, I would say, is for you to express yourself. And I would suggest you to have a journal and try to do journaling for a bit. I want you to really write down what you are feeling and really put into words the feelings that you're having and the thoughts that you are having, and it will really help you confront them and see what's actually bothering you and what you are grateful for. I would strongly suggest this for you, since you are in a complete different situation regarding our session. This is a great way to have that work on yourself on your own, and it can really be helpful for you to really put into words what you are feeling, for sure. You can also in that journal try being creative, having also creative outlets. And it doesn't even have to be good, you can draw, you can paint, you can doodle or anything. And the point really just is to have this outlet and being creative, and it can really only be for yourself if you wanted to, but it should be a zone pressure free, where you do whatever you feel like doing in the moment, and it doesn't really have to be art or anything, just do what feels good in the moment for you, okay? But the more important thing to me is to be patient with yourself, and this is not normal situation, and it is okay to have less energy or to feel like you need more time to recover from your day. And this is completely okay. And yeah, do not be too hard on yourself, you know. You do not have to be especially productive in this situation. So if you can, great. But if you feel like you're asking too much of yourself, you know, take a step back and try to relax a bit more and ask a bit less of yourself in that way. Okay. Of course, I am available for more sessions through the computer if you want to. I hope this one was helpful for you. I hope I managed to find the words to explain to you how this situation is impacting your mental health, and like I said, how the anxiety you are feeling is completely normal and valid. And I will send you also a bit of resources regarding what has been discussed regarding rumination, regarding as well the studies I've discussed regarding social isolation. Okay. And if you need anything, you can have a session whenever you want. And that's it. I think I've covered everything. So I will also in the resources give you some numbers of hotlines if you feel like you need to talk to someone. Okay. So thank you very much, and I will see you very soon.